Today I'm sharing how to fancy up your furniture using Wood U Bend and Posh Chalk pigments. I found this curb shop wash stand over 5 years ago, and every Christmas it gets a Christmas makeover. So there's 5 different versions, including the one I'm going to share with you today. And stay tuned to the end because I'll share all 5 with you, and I cannot wait to hear which one your favorite is. So just let me get set up and I'll be right back. Let's start. Here's the started with. I found this over 5 years ago, and this wash stand gets a Christmas makeover every year. This is the 5th year it's getting a makeover, and be sure to stay till the end of the video and I'll share all the prior looks and you can let me know which one you like the best. So I started by sanding off last year's finish with my Bosch sander. Actually, let me rephrase that. I didn't sand it off. I just gave it a scuff sanding to smooth everything down. Then I used Boss Gray Primer, and I used the gray because, quite honestly, I wasn't sure which direction I was going to go with the piece. And when you use a gray primer, you can go dark, you can go light, and it'll have great coverage. And when working with red underneath, these red and white stripes I was trying to cover, I thought gray was a safe bet to use. Once the 2 coats of primer had dried, I painted 2 coats of this pure white cotton chalk mineral paint using my Dixie Belle 2-inch mini. This brush is amazing, and I always encourage people to buy the best brush they can afford because it really cuts down on brush strokes and it'll make a big difference in your painted furniture. However, there's a more economical version in the 2-inch Wooster angle cut brush that I still use to this day, and I'll include the link down below along with all the other supplies I'm using for this makeover. So once my 2 coats of cotton white had dried, now comes the fun part, adding Wood U Bend. I decided to use these Wood U Bend applique medallions because they remind me of snowflakes. I added 2 full medallions in the middle of each front panel, and for the harp section and drawers, I used my heat gun to warm up the Wood U Bend and then cut them into sections. These Wood U Bend appliques, and I'm trying to say, I always say applique the French way, but you guys corrected me on that, so I'm trying to say it your way, applique. Hope I'm pronouncing that right this time. They are amazing. I have created a full YouTube video on how to use Wood U Bend, and I will include that in the cards above and also in the description, show more below. However, the basics are you take them, you heat them up with a heat gun or a hair dryer or hair blower or whatever you have on hand, and they become pliable. You can cut them into whatever sections you'd like to do. They are bendable. You can bend them around a piece of furniture or around anything you decide to glue it on with. They glue on with simple wood glue, and they're paintable, they're stainable. There are so many things that you can do with these Wood U Bend moldings, and I just love using them. They honestly make everything look so much better because look at these plain wood knobs that I had. I had these salvaged knobs that are really nothing to look at, but when I added little pieces of the Wood U Bend around this knob, check this out. Doesn't it look so much better and so much more fancy? After the Would You Bend was all glued on and all dried, I painted another coat of cotton white over the entire piece, including all the Would You Bend, making sure to get into all the nooks and crannies by pouncing my brush. Now this year I was a little stumped on how to restyle this washstand, so I asked all my fabulous creative readers over at salvagedinspirations.com what they would like me to do with it. Many had said paint it in white, and so many of you have decided that metallics were the way to go. So I pulled out this Posh Chalk pigment in silver. Have you tried this product? If not, just wait until you see how beautiful this is. So it takes very, very little. This little jar, I think, goes for around $15, but it lasts forever because you need very, very tiny amount to give you huge results. So all I did was I poured a little bit of this powder form silver onto a plastic lid, and then I added a tiny little bit of top coat. Now, you can use any sort of top coat. You can use a gloss, you can use a satin, a flat, it doesn't matter. Whatever top coat brand you have on hand works just perfect. Look what happens. It beads up all beautiful. It really looks like, it reminds me of like a mercury bead or like a real bead of silver. It is just beautiful. And then all you do is you mix the powder into the top coat and you use it as a paint. And what I did was I just took an artist brush and I painted 2 coats of this on all the medallions and the detail I added on with Would You Bend. And it really catches the light beautifully and really looks like icy silver, perfect for winter. This is a really heavy duty metallic and it's perfect for refreshing your hardware, for stenciling, for striping, or in this case, painting metallic Would You Bend snowflake lookalikes. So here's how it all came together. Here's the before, and here's the after. I have to say the white with the silver highlights is very holiday festive, elegant, and I love the way it turned out. And as promised, here I'm sharing the other prior years. Here's 2018. Here's 2019, 2020, last year's 2021, and now the new 2022 version. I can't wait to hear which one is your favorite. And I'll also include the full tutorials down below if you want to go to the SI blog and take a peek. So I hope you enjoyed this Christmas washstand makeover and it's inspired you to try out some Would You Bend and some of the Posh Chalk pigments. I've included all the supplies I've used down below if you're interested in giving it a whirl. And as always, be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me over at salvagedinspirations.com, where I have over 500 furniture painting tutorials teaching you how to make your furniture beautiful. Until next time, have a fabulous week and I'll see you again soon. Bye guys.